For decades, the global car industry was controlled by only a few countries. Germany, Japan, America, brands like BMW, Toyota, Mercedes-Benz, and Tesla dominated roads across the planet. And for a very long time, nobody seriously expected China to compete. Chinese cars were often seen as cheap copies, low quality, uninspiring. But then, everything changed very quickly. Chinese automakers started building electric vehicles that were smarter, cheaper, and sometimes even more advanced than their Western rivals. Today, companies like BYD, NIO, XPeng, and Geely are expanding across the world, and some experts now believe China could dominate the future of the automobile industry itself. So how did this happen? How did China go from being ignored to becoming one of the biggest threats the global car industry has ever seen? This is the story of the EV takeover. For more than a century, petrol and diesel engines ruled the automotive world. Car companies spent decades perfecting internal combustion engines, and the biggest brands became global giants. Toyota became famous for reliability. German automakers became symbols of luxury and engineering. American companies focused on power, scale, and performance. The system looked almost impossible to disrupt. Then came electric vehicles. At first, most traditional automakers did not take EVs seriously. Electric cars were considered slow, limited, and impractical. But then, one company changed everything. Tesla. Tesla proved that electric cars could be fast, futuristic, and desirable. Suddenly, the entire industry realized something terrifying. The future of transportation might become fully electric. Governments started introducing stricter environmental regulations. Fuel prices increased. Climate concerns became more serious. And within just a few years, the EV race officially began. But while companies in Europe and America were still adapting to this massive shift, China was already preparing for it. Unlike many countries, China did not just focus on building electric cars. It focused on controlling the entire EV ecosystem. The government invested billions into battery technology. Charging infrastructure expanded rapidly. Local EV startups received massive support, and manufacturers gained access to cheaper production systems. This gave Chinese companies one major advantage: speed. While traditional automakers moved slowly, Chinese companies evolved incredibly fast. New EV models appeared almost every few months. Battery technology improved rapidly. Prices became more competitive, and consumers started noticing something surprising. Many Chinese EVs were actually good, very good. Some offered luxury interiors, massive touchscreens, advanced software systems, and impressive driving range, at prices much lower than Western competitors. Companies like BYD, NIO, XPeng, and Geely began attracting global attention. And then, something historic happened. BYD surpassed Tesla in EV sales during multiple quarters. That shocked the industry, because just a few years earlier, almost nobody outside China took these companies seriously. Now, they were competing directly with some of the biggest automotive brands in history. The biggest problem for traditional automakers is not just competition, it is speed. Chinese EV companies develop vehicles faster, manufacture faster, and often sell them at lower prices. That creates enormous pressure for companies like Volkswagen, Ford, Toyota, and even Tesla. Because electric vehicles are no longer just about engines. They are becoming software products. Modern EVs now rely heavily on artificial intelligence, battery optimization, autonomous systems, and digital ecosystems. And this is where many Chinese companies are moving aggressively. Some experts now compare the EV race to the smartphone revolution. Years ago, companies like Nokia dominated mobile phones. Then smartphones changed everything, and new companies suddenly took over the market. Many analysts believe the automobile industry may now be entering a similar moment. And the stakes are enormous, because whoever dominates EV technology could influence the future of global transportation itself. This is no longer just a battle between car companies. It is becoming a battle between entire economies. Today, countries around the world are reacting to China's growing EV dominance. Some governments are introducing tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. Others are investing heavily into local battery production. Meanwhile, companies are rushing to secure critical materials needed for batteries, including lithium and rare earth minerals. And this has created an entirely new kind of global competition, not just for cars, but for energy, technology, manufacturing, and political influence. The EV revolution is now changing geopolitics itself. And despite growing competition, Chinese EV brands continue expanding into new markets every year. Europe, Southeast Asia, South America, even regions traditionally dominated by Japanese and German automakers. The speed of this transformation has surprised almost everyone. Right now, the global automobile industry is going through one of the biggest transformations in its history. Petrol engines are slowly disappearing. Electric vehicles are becoming mainstream, and Chinese automakers are no longer being underestimated. The question now is no longer whether Chinese EV companies can compete. The real question is, can traditional automotive giants survive this new era? Or are we witnessing the beginning of an entirely new global automobile empire? Because the EV war has only just begun.